Look at this beautiful quilt top. I call it a zigzag quilt top. It's a patriotic one. We have 4th of July coming up. I wanted to show you this because I want to point out one thing. When you look at this, I hope that you see the zigzag lines. I hope that's what your eyes are drawn to, because that's the intention of this one. I think it's quite beautiful. I used 5 different patriotic theme fabrics for this, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It's very simple. I'm going to just set him aside. I'll bring him back at the end here. But I started with 5 different red, white, and blue themed fabrics. Now, these are all from our own So Creative line of fabrics that we print here at Sewing Parts Online. I'll put a link in the comments, but we have all kinds of patriotic themes going on here. Here's 4 of them. Now look, I only got a ½ yard of each of these, and this is what I have left over of each. So a ½ yard for that size, it was a small quilt top, granted. It was about the size of the cutting table, probably 26 by 33. You could double that size with a ½ yard of each of these fabrics. Now, the zigzag fabric itself, the darkest fabric, I used an entire ½ yard for what you saw on the camera. So that's the one you use a little bit more of. But these fabrics are just beautiful. I hope you will look them up and give them a try. So I'm going to get rid of those and show you how we did this. How did we put this together? I started by taking each one of those fabrics and cutting them into strips, 2.5-inch strips. Now, you'll see that this darker fabric on the bottom for me, that's the one that produced the zigzag. That's the key to this whole design thing, okay? You can use as many other fabrics as you want, but choose a dark fabric, one that doesn't have too much going on with it, because that's what your eyes will be drawn to. All your other fabrics should be lighter, and they can be as busy as you want. They can just be random kinds of things. But that main one, choose a dark color. If I wasn't doing a patriotic theme on this, I would choose just black fabric for the zigzag, to be honest with you, because it makes all the other colors pop. But this one worked out just right for this. So I cut all my strips and I stitched them together. So I have a long strip of 3 fabrics here, right? I had 4 separate ones of these. I did them in different orders, but I always kept my dark one on the bottom. That is key. Well, next I needed to see, how do we measure these up? I measured how deep this was. This is 7 inches deep. So I cut these into 7-inch squares, because you also want to have perfect squares, because we're going to rotate these things, okay? So when I did that, here's another one, see? I have the dark as the bottom strip. This is what's left of one of my strips. Different fabric combination at the top, though, as you'll see. So when I cut these into 7-inch squares, we have this. So I had a pile of them. And you just randomly match the zigzag up as you build this design, okay? And that's exactly what I did. And it turned out so beautiful. I really do love it. I want to show it to you one more time. I hope you will give this a try and take a look at our patriotic fabrics. You will love them. I call this zigzag quilt top. Happy sewing.